Gary Hubbell, the redneck huggerBarack Obama has awakened a sleeping nation by Gary Hubbell. Spend Times Weekly. Barack Obama is the best thing that has happened to America in the last 100 years. Truly, he is the savior of America's future. He is the best thing ever. Despite the fact that he has some of the lowest approval ratings among recent presidents, history will see Barack Obama as the source of America's resurrection. Barack Obama has plunged the country into levels of debt that we could not have previously imagined. His efforts to nationalize health care have been met with fierce resistance nationwide. TARP bailouts and stimulus spending have shown little positive effect on the national economy. Unemployment is unacceptably high and looks to remain that way for most of a decade. Legacy entitlement programs have ballooned to unsustainable levels, and there is a seething anger in the populace. That single quote is why Barack Obama is such a good thing for America. Obama is the symbol of a creeping liberalism that has infected our society like a cancer for the last 100 years. Just as Hitler is the face of fascism, Obama will go down in history as the face of unchecked liberalism. The cancer metastasized to the point where it could no longer be ignored. Average Americans who have quietly gone about their lives, earning a paycheck, contributing to their favorite charities, going to high school football games on Friday night, spending their weekends at the beach or on hunting trips, they've gotten off the fence. They've woken up. There is a level of political activism in this country that we haven't seen since the American Revolution, and Barack Obama has been the catalyst that has sparked the restructuring of the American political and social consciousness. Think of the crap we've slowly learned to tolerate over the past 50 years as liberalism sought to restructure the America that was the symbol of freedom and liberty to all the people of the world. Immigration laws were ignored on the basis of compassion. Welfare policies encouraged irresponsibility, the fracturing of families, and a cycle of generations of dependency. Debt was regarded as a tonic to lubricate the economy. Our children left school having been taught that they are exceptional and special, while great numbers of them cannot perform basic functions of mathematics and literacy. Legislators decided that people could not be trusted to defend their own homes, and stripped citizens of their rights to own firearms. Productive members of society have been penalized with a heavy burden of taxes in order to support legions of do-nothings who loll around, reveling in their addictions, obesity, indolence, ignorance and disabilities. Criminals have been arrested and rearrested, cuddled and set free to pillage the citizenry yet again. Lawyers routinely extort fortunes from doctors, contractors and business people with dubious torts. We slowly learned to tolerate these outrages, shaking our heads in disbelief, and we went on with our lives. But Barack Obama has ripped the lid off a seething cauldron of dissatisfaction and unrest. In the time of Barack Obama, Black Panther members stand outside polling places in black commando uniforms, slapping truncheons into their palms. Acorn, a taxpayer-supported organization, has given a role in taking the census, even after its members were caught on tape offering advice to set up child prostitution rings. A former communist is given a paid government position in the White House as an advisor to the president. Auto companies are taken over by the government, and the auto workers' union, whose contracts are completely insupportable in any economic sense, is rewarded with a stake in the company. Government bails out Wall Street investment bankers and insurance companies, who pay their executives outrageous bonuses as thanks for the public support. Terrorists are read their Miranda rights and given free lawyers. And, despite overwhelming public disapproval, Barack Obama has pushed forward with a health care plan that would restructure 1/6 of the American economy. I don't know about you, but the other day I was at the courthouse doing some business, and I stepped into the court clerk's office and changed my voter affiliation from Independent to Republican. I am under no illusion that the Republican Party is perfect, but at least they are starting to awaken to the fact that we cannot sustain massive levels of debt, we cannot afford to hand out billions of dollars in corporate subsidies, we have to somehow trim our massive entitlement programs. We can no longer be the world's policeman and dole out billions in aid to countries whose citizens seek to harm us. Literally millions of Americans have had enough. They're organizing, they are studying the Constitution and the Federalist Papers, they are reading history and case law, they are showing up at rallies and meetings, and a slew of conservative candidates are throwing their hats into the ring. Is there a revolution brewing? Yes, in the sense that there is a keen awareness that our priorities and sensibilities must be radically restructured. Will it be a violent revolution? No. It will be done through the interpretation of the original document that has guided us for 220 years, the Constitution. Just as the pendulum swung to embrace political correctness and liberalism, there will be a backlash, a complete repudiation of 100 years of nonsense. 100 years from now, history will perceive the year 2010 as the time when America got back on the right track. And for that, we can thank Barack Hussein Obama. Gary Hubbell is a hunter, rancher, and former hunting and fly fishing guide. Gary works as a Colorado ranch real estate broker.